it's just so Trish, and it's totally homeschool vacation week, whatever, because it don't really count as a week. So anyways, today, I'll give you a kind of gist what's going on this week. But I kind of want to talk about, not really burnout, but like doing homeschool co-ops or even private school. So here we go. You said, do what? Private school? You ain't gonna do no private school. Why would you talk about private school? Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I've been kind of debating this, and I came close in my debate at the end of last year about private school. One of my biggest, I guess I really need to do like why I homeschool, but one of my biggest deters about putting my children into an institution is the fact that they're all over the board on where they're at. So I feel like if you plug them in somewhere, yeah, they could probably figure out how to swim, but it's not a customized education. I really like a customized education, a personal education. That is my, like, it wasn't in the beginning a big factor, but now, later on, in the experience I had growing up in the homeschool, or not the homeschool, I didn't go to homeschool, I public schooled in that situation, in that environment, I just see the importance of an individualized custom education. So, with that said, is there really a school out there within my area that could accommodate that? And as far as I've always known, it's been no. Or one that I got there, I wasn't like, do you guys even know what you're doing? We did that once. We went to a charter school. I lasted 3 days. They didn't know what they were doing. It was really great in theory. It was all going to be project-based. Essentially what I was trying to do at home, but they had the people and the resources. They were a flippin' mess. They were a mess. And I'm like, and then what really cool in theory, they were going to have animals. They're kind of going to be very homesteadish, you know, hands-on experience with animals and kind of farming, but not really. Really, they were a bunch of hippies that didn't know how to organize anything, and they're kind of missing the boat. And because I didn't look hippie-ish enough, tree-hugging enough, I have an environmental engineering degree. Dude, you want to be like sustainable green schooling? You need me on board. And I'm volunteering you my services. And they were like, so that kind of got me. If you realize you have somebody that wants to help you that is almost more of an expert than you, but is highly qualified to raise your level of understanding up, you'd want to jump at it. And they didn't. For me, that's usually a big indicator that there's something not right. So we did the school. So we were there for like 2 weeks before the school even opened. We did this, I went through all the rigmarole, I took them out of school, the whole 9 yards, and what happened? I kind of was like, It was like a chaotic recess, play date, the entire day. The kids were out of control. They were bullying, they were being mean. It was insanity. And by the third day, I was like, oh, heck no. So, there was my one experience. That was a charter school. And it didn't matter. They were closed by, I mean, they opened in August. They were closed by December. They don't know what happened to all the money. Yeah. So, one of the things I like, and that has happened with doing A.C.E., my kids in the background, doing A.C.E. is being able to find their level and being able to give them that setup to work as their level. And it's opened me to, if I was going to put them in school, I would put them in an A.C.E. school kind of deal. And I will tell you, there's like 2 major players that actually helped me look into A.C.E. One is Andrea Mills, and second is my best friend, has been using, her siblings have graduated through A.C.E., her son is doing A.C.E., just really broke my perception of A.C.E. And so she kind of keeps me up with what the local private school does. And they do some cool stuff. They do science fair projects along with their A.C.E. They do a lot of things. And what hits me is being home with 6 kids is very limiting on how much I can actually get done. And some days it's a little bit survival mode. I think there's a lot of pros and things that you don't think about that come off as a huge benefit. And I'm not really hitting on that. Just the quality of family, just a lot of really great things can happen, even though, we just kind of do school to get it done. But then there's other aspects that I look at would benefit if we did a private school, or if we went and did it, just me not having to be the keep it all going. So with that said, I'm not saying I'm putting my kids in private school. What I'm saying is that I actually have been spending a lot of time contemplating private school. And I have so for the last year. And I'm actually thinking this year, about after January, is to start approaching the school and spending some time to get to know the school. And talking to them, and maybe by June, knowing if I would want to do a year at the private school. Now here's the thing, the only way I'm really gonna do that is if I'm there teaching. I'm not sending my kids off. It would be something we'd go and do. The nice part about it, and the one part that really is nice that I think about is, but when we come home, we don't have to be juggling school and home. We would, just get to do family time stuff. And school's been taken care of for us. So, things I'm kind of thinking about and contemplating. I have a friend who would take the baby, and I've contemplated all that, and I'm not for sure. And then I'm like, but could I actually get that? And the other aspect is I would have to work in order to afford the school. The other aspect I have contemplated is actually doing classical conversations instead. And that would be 1 day a week. And, they have, I think they do science fair projects, but they have the speaking, and they have the different hands-on stuff that I'm just not gonna make time to do. I am past the desire for messy, and it's 1 day out of the house that's a guaranteed. It's socializing for me. My kids, yeah, sure, but for me, as much as I love you guys, you don't talk back unless you comment. So I love it when you comment below, because I feel like I'm having, and sometimes I'm so busy I just read the comments and I think about them and I don't get back for a couple days or a week. But we're painting and I think about your questions or your comments. So I've contemplated maybe doing classical conversations. And so I bring this up now because I am thinking about it. I have actually been thinking about it since last May. And again, I have to be able to afford classical conversations because I have 6. But I think I'd only have to pay for 4. I've also debated about sending my number 5 kid, Orville, to preschool next year. And my reasoning behind sending him to preschool is for speech therapy. He is definitely demonstrating some speech lacking, like my oldest son. And I'm planning to do a video all about that. So I'm contemplating doing that. So, I kind of have some different ideas in the works. I'm not necessarily burnt out because we haven't been doing school. In fact, I woke up this morning, I'm like, I just miss the routine of doing the school. I wish we could, but it's hard to do school when you don't have tables. Well, I have a table, but it's not, the house isn't set up. It's actually found it harder to do school in the midst of a remodel than living in a homeless camp, which it's not really what we were living in, but living in a trailer. Living in a trailer in the office was easier to do schoolwork, except I was chasing kids all the time, babies, than trying to do it here with the house, having no furniture, and just in the process of doing stuff. So those are things I'm thinking about. If you have any suggestions or experience that would be helpful, I would love to hear about it. I keep shutting doors and they don't leave the door shut, so you didn't have to hear the dog. So anyways, that is all I got. It is the last week of November. We are going into December. I might do school next month in December. I might not. I'm missing school a lot. They're like, can I play my DS? And you know, I did a video about, I did the weekly about doing the privilege systems. I miss my privilege system. So I can't wait to get that back here too. That would be great. Anyways, I will talk to you later. Peace out.